In the next 5 years, I think we're going to see tremendous evolution of consumer wearable technology. At Under Armour, we talk about the body area network, and we think that that will be enabled via less expensive, smaller, and longer battery life among wearable sensors. And we really see integration into the clothing, footwear, apparel, and accessories so that we have a really complete picture of human motion in all aspects of the body. And obviously, with our focus on athletics, sport, health, and fitness, we think that that's a tremendously important innovation where today a wearable might be on one part of the body and we can maybe detect some aspects of movement based on that. We see in the next five certainly wearable technology becoming more and more fused with clothing and giving us a better picture of human movement. The first type of wearable technology to gain mass market penetration, I think so far has certainly been the health and fitness use case. We're certainly pushing for that, and there's no question that maybe not everyone, will engage in health and fitness activities, but we certainly see the opportunity for us to be outfitting people more and more to give them a better picture of their overall health, even if they choose to not take action. So I think we see that as being certainly the most pervasive use case. But we also see, I think what's happening with virtual reality is extremely exciting with companies like Oculus and Magic Leap. And until you actually have that experience and you see what that can do, not just in health and fitness, but all forms of entertainment in the workplace, in virtual conferencing, I think that the VR technology has the potential to be tremendously transformative as a form of wearable as well. I think the most unexpected thing that will happen in wearables in the next 5 years is that they'll start to disappear in a lot of ways. So, I mean, today, in many wearable scenarios and for many products, it really is about the device. And I think in a lot of cases, the device is a fashion accessory, and people are picking and choosing which wearable to use, depending in some cases on whether they like the color, whether they like the fit or the form factor. We think that in a lot of cases it's going to disappear. It's going to be built into the jewelry. It's going to be built into the clothing and accessories. We're starting to see that even now in the smartwatch world, where there are obviously smartwatches like Android Wear and Apple Watch coming out that are designed around being a smartwatch. But there's also plenty of traditional high-end luxury watches that are analog watches that are fashion pieces that are starting to have smart technology built in, and they're not something that any friend or associate would recognize as a piece of smart technology, but they're every bit as smart as other forms of wearables. I think there's a few things that will continue to hold wearables back from being truly mass market. I think it's a combination of both availability from a price perspective and also utility. So I think that wearables are becoming more and more useful. I think smartwatches have the potential to make them even more useful than anything we've seen so far. But we always talk about the turnaround test, and is this something that I'm gonna turn around, my car or go back to my home or walk back or take the train back if I forget my wearable device. And certainly I don't think we're there yet in the same way that we're there with the smartphone. I think when we look at mass adoption as well, we think about consumers today who may have gotten their first smartphone in the last 2 or 3 years, the later adopting segments that tend to be some of the larger segments. And for those consumers, certainly driving the price down and making wearable technology more integrated into products they're already buying without a significant increase in cost, we think will also be key to mass adoption. I think there's a tremendous number of marketing opportunities for brands to engage in around wearables. I mean, I think there's certainly a tremendous value exchange possible when you look at the utility that wearables provide the consumer, the engagement, the self-improvement, and there's a tremendous opportunity for brands to be providing that experience in a number of different ways. At Map My Fitness, we feel like we've got an amazing vehicle for that. Via fitness challenges, brands can sponsor challenges which can motivate consumers to work out more, whether it's the first 1,000 consumers to complete a half marathon or the first 50,000 people to log 10 workouts in a month. The brands can be there to motivate and congratulate the users. And as an open platform, we allow any users to plug in their wearable device and they can pick and choose what device they want. They can even choose a different wearable to plug in halfway through their challenge if they decide to do that. It's absolutely an incredible, engaging experience for the consumer. They love it because they feel like the brands are motivating them to get more active. And the brands love it because it's a chance for them to surprise and delight the consumer and be involved in a really intimate thing, which is helping them improve their health and fitness. So that's one example. And I think that's probably, the best example that we've had experience with around having brands engage with wearables. But I think we're just scratching the surface. It's easy to see how in an entertainment venue, brands could be providing users exclusive content or more engaging content at a sporting event, let's say, backstage interviews, exclusive access to athletes, things like that through a wearable device. And so I think there's just a tremendous amount, especially in the newer generations of brands that are the newer generations of wearables that have rich media capabilities and color screens for brands to be engaging in a deeper way.